Hi all, I am Gaurav. Welcome to Introduction to Scala. I'm starting this series with an intent of sharing my Scala knowledge. Hi, and welcome to yet another discussion on classes in Scala. We have already discussed a lot about classes and objects in our previous video, but there are few minor topics that we have not talked about in those videos. I don't want to move forward without covering these details. So this video, we will discuss about the following topics. Method overloading. Pretty much every language has it, and so do Scala. We have already worked on constructor overloading, so this time we'll see method overloading. We'll explore expressions and try to create new expressions. We'll see how expressions are calculated in Scala. We'll see subtle differences between val and def. We need to understand when to use val and when to use def. ToString method in Scala. We'll see how to stringify our objects. There is nothing much to explain here, so I will dive straight into the example. Again, we'll use Scala shell for the demo. Method overloading is a feature that allows a class to have more than one method with the same name, if their argument lists are different. Method overloading is quite a common feature in all the modern programming languages. I will quickly cover the same in Scala as well. I am going to declare a new class int val. Class int val has two methods with the same name, that is add. First add method takes in a single int value, while the second one takes the two int value and calculate the result. These add methods would add the incoming parameters to the int val that we have provided earlier. So when we call add method on instance of int val with single argument, it will call our first method. Whereas if we try to call add method with two int, then the second method will be called. Nothing new here. It works the same like in any other programming language. Now let us move to expressions in Scala. In Scala, everything is an expression, including operators. What do I mean by that? Let us have a quick look at plus operator in Scala. We usually add toInt using plus operator, but actually it is a method call. I can rewrite the above expression as 2 dot plus and then pass the argument as 5. So plus operator is actually a method of int class. Scala uses infix notation that we have seen earlier to look it like an operator. To proceed on this, let us try to declare our own power operator. We'll go back to our int val class and we'll declare a new method with two asterisk signs. The method will calculate the power of a number. Let us try to see it in action. I will declare a new instance of int val with integer as 2. Now let us calculate the fourth power of int val. And there we go. So that was quite cool to know how to declare your own expressions. Let us move ahead. Until now we have learned a lot about val and def in Scala. Now we'll try to figure out some subtle differences between def and val. Let us consider this new class today. Scala has the same namespace for val and def, so we cannot have a same name for a val and method in Scala. I will declare a val and a method and both will return us today's date. As far as invocation is concerned, a client cannot see any difference between the two invocations. Let us try to call this val and method that we have just declared. And as expected, we have printed out today's date. So far so good. Now what if I need these values again in my program? Let me try to call this method and val again. When we call it second time, you can notice a difference. Val has given us the same value, while method has re-evaluated the expression. So you need to be careful what you want to use in your program. Vals are quick and evaluated only once and will return you the same value every time. Whereas def are evaluated every time whenever there is a call and hence are a little bit slower than val in execution. Let us quickly move on from val and def to toString method in Scala. We'll go back to our class int val. Let me try to create a new instance of the class int val. Let me try to print the instance of this class and it gives me a garbage. This is not what I expect. I expect it to print the integer that I have given to the class. Let us look at this in more detail. So when you try to print a class by default, it will print you the memory location of that instance. If you want to print some other customized value, then you need to redefine toString method of that class. Let us do the same for our int val class. Let us try again to instantiate and print the instance of int val. Now we try to print the instance again and this time Scala has given us the correct representation of our int val class. If you only want to print the number, then you can remove num colon string from toString method. We'll try to instantiate and print it out again. And this time our print statement has only given us the number. So these are few small tips and tricks that can help you in your day-to-day Scala coding. Do let me know how you are getting on with Scala in below comments section. See you all next time. Thanks for watching. Please post your comments and suggestions.